You know, there's a saying that goes, age is just a number. But let's be honest, some days it feels like more than that, doesn't it? Maybe you've noticed little things, like walking into a room and forgetting why you went in there, or feeling like your mind just isn't as sharp as it used to be. If that sounds familiar, I want you to know something important. It's never too late to give your brain a fresh start. In fact, science has shown that our brains have an incredible ability to adapt, grow, and even reverse some signs of aging, no matter how many candles are on your birthday cake. And the best part? It doesn't take a miracle or some complicated regimen. It's about simple, everyday habits that fit right into your life. That's exactly what we're going to talk about today. 5 powerful habits that can help turn back the clock on brain aging after 70. These aren't just theories. They're backed by research and real people just like you who've seen amazing results. So let's dive in. Habit number 1, move your body, even just a little. Now, I know what some of you might be thinking. Exercise? At my age? But hear me out. This isn't about running marathons or lifting heavy weights. It's about movement, plain and simple. Whether it's a leisurely walk around the neighborhood, gentle stretching, or even dancing to your favorite old tunes, getting your body moving sends a rush of oxygen and nutrients to your brain. Studies have shown that regular physical activity, even just 20-30 minutes a day, can boost memory, improve focus, and even help grow new brain cells. Think of it like watering a plant. Your brain thrives when it gets what it needs. So start small. Park a little farther from the store. Take the stairs instead of the elevator. Every bit adds up and your brain will thank you for it. Habit number 2, feed your brain the right fuel. Ever notice how a heavy, greasy meal can leave you feeling foggy and sluggish? What we eat doesn't just affect our waistlines, it directly impacts how our brains function. The good news? You don't need a complicated diet to see a difference. Focus on foods rich in antioxidants, healthy fats, and vitamins. Things like blueberries, leafy greens, nuts, and fatty fish, like salmon, are like super fuel for your brain. Omega-3 fatty acids found in fish and flax seeds are especially powerful for protecting memory and slowing cognitive decline. And here's a pro tip: stay hydrated. Even mild dehydration can make you feel forgetful or tired. Keep a glass of water nearby and sip throughout the day. Small changes in your diet can lead to big improvements in how sharp and energized you feel. Habit number 3, never stop learning. Here's a secret. Your brain loves a challenge. Just like a muscle, it gets stronger the more you use it. And no, you don't have to go back to school or take up advanced calculus, unless you want to. Learning can be as simple as picking up a new hobby like painting or gardening, or even tackling a daily crossword puzzle. The key is to try something new. If you've always read mystery novels, try a biography. If you're used to watching TV, switch it up with a documentary or a podcast. Novelty sparks your brain to create new connections, keeping it agile and resilient. And don't worry about being good at it. The point isn't mastery, it's engagement. The more curious you stay, the younger your brain stays too. Now, these first 3 habits are a fantastic start, but there are 2 more game changers I want to share with you. Habits that can deepen the benefits and truly transform how you're... when I was talking to my friend Margaret last week, she's 78, sharp as a tack. She said something that really stuck with me. Getting older isn't about losing your spark. It's about learning how to keep it lit. Isn't that wonderful? And you know what keeps that spark burning bright? It's not luck or good genes, though those help. It's the daily choices we make. We've already covered 3 powerful habits that can help reverse brain aging, and I hope you've been finding them as exciting as I do. But let's keep going, because the next 2 habits we're going to explore might just be the most transformative of all. These aren't just about maintaining your brain. They're about thriving, about waking up each day feeling engaged, energized, and truly alive. Habit number 4, prioritize deep restorative sleep, the brain's cleansing ritual. Let me ask you something. How did you sleep last night? If you're like many people over 70, you might have said, not as well as I'd like. Maybe you wake up at 3 a.m. and can't fall back asleep. Or you feel like you're just not getting that deep, restful sleep you remember from years ago. Here's why this matters so much. While we sleep, our brains aren't just resting, they're working. Imagine a nighttime cleaning crew coming into an office after hours. That's what your brain does during deep sleep. It flushes out harmful toxins, including proteins linked to Alzheimer's, and consolidates memories, moving them from short-term storage into long-term. But as we age, we tend to get less of that precious deep sleep. The good news? We can get it back. Here's how. The power of rhythm. Our brains love predictability. Try going to bed and waking up at the same time every day, even on weekends. This regulates your body's internal clock, making it easier to fall asleep and stay asleep. Create a sleep sanctuary. Your bedroom should be a temple for sleep. Cool, dark, and quiet is the golden rule. Consider blackout curtains if streetlights bother you, and maybe a white noise machine if you're sensitive to sounds. The wind-down hour. The hour before bed is crucial. Instead of watching the news, which can be stressful, or scrolling on your phone, that blue light is a sleep killer, try reading a physical book, doing some gentle stretches, or listening to calming music. My personal favorite? A warm cup of chamomile tea while I jot down my thoughts in a journal. And here's a pro tip from sleep researchers. If you wake up in the middle of the night and can't fall back asleep within 20 minutes, get up and do something quiet and relaxing in dim light until you feel sleepy again. Lying in bed frustrated actually trains your brain to associate bed with wakefulness. Habit number 5, stay socially connected, the brain's fountain of youth. Now, this next habit is so powerful, yet so often overlooked. Did you know that strong social connections can reduce your risk of dementia by as much as 50%? That's according to research from Harvard University. It turns out that loneliness isn't just hard on our hearts, it's hard on our brains too. When we engage in meaningful conversation, share laughter, or even just enjoy comfortable silence with someone we care about, our brains release a cocktail of beneficial chemicals. Dopamine gives us pleasure, oxytocin creates bonding, and serotonin stabilizes our mood. It's like a natural antidepressant and brain booster all in one. But here's the challenge many of us face. As we get older, our social circles naturally shrink. Friends move away or pass on, family gets busy, and suddenly we might find ourselves feeling isolated without even realizing how it happened. The solution? Be proactive about connection. Quality over quantity. You don't need dozens of friends. Even 1 or 2 deep, meaningful relationships can make all the difference. Maybe it's a weekly phone date with your granddaughter or coffee every Tuesday with a neighbor. Try something new. Many community centers offer classes specifically for seniors, everything from watercolor painting to tech tutoring. Not only do you learn something new, which we know is great for the brain, but you meet people with similar interests. The power of pets. If human interaction is limited, consider a pet. Studies show that caring for an animal lowers stress hormones and provides companionship. Even watching birds at a feeder can create a sense of connection. Technology as a tool. If mobility is an issue, video calls can be a lifeline. Many libraries offer free classes to help seniors learn how to use Zoom or FaceTime to stay connected with distant family. Here's what I want you to remember. Your brain was designed to be part of a community, to share stories and wisdom, to both teach and learn. When we isolate ourselves, we're essentially starving our brains of one of its most vital nutrients, human connection. Now, we've covered 4 incredible habits so far: movement, nutrition, continuous learning, quality sleep, and social connection. Each one is powerful on its own, but when combined, that's when the real magic happens. But there's one more piece to this puzzle, a habit that acts like the glue holding all the others together. It's something we often dismiss as unimportant, yet research shows it might be the most transformative practice of all for brain health after 70. You know, there's an old Greek proverb that says society grows great when old people plant trees whose shade they know they'll never sit in. What a beautiful thought, that our later years aren't just about looking back, but about continuing to grow, to contribute, to flourish. And that brings us to our fifth and final habit, the quiet powerhouse that ties all the others together. Habit number 6, cultivate calm, the anti-aging power of peace. This little herb isn't just for cooking. Ancient scholars used to wear rosemary wreaths because they believed it strengthened memory. And modern science actually confirms rosemary contains compounds that may boost brain function. But here's what's even more fascinating. The act of simply stopping to smell it, to be fully present in this moment. That might be the most powerful brain booster of all. Chronic stress is like pouring acid on your brain cells. It literally shrinks the memory centers and accelerates aging. But when we cultivate calm, through what researchers call mindfulness, we do the opposite. We grow new brain cells and strengthen the connections between them. Here's how to make peace your superpower. The 3-minute miracle. 3 times a day, morning, noon, and evening, pause for just 3 minutes. Breathe in slowly for 4 counts. Hold for 7. Exhale for 8. This ancient breathing pattern triggers instant relaxation. No special equipment needed. You can do this waiting in line at the pharmacy or sitting in your favorite chair. Gratitude before sleep. Keep a notebook by your bed. Each night, write. One beautiful thing you saw today. One meaningful conversation you had. One small victory. Even if it's just that you remembered to take your vitamins. This simple practice has been shown to improve sleep quality by 25% in seniors. The joy of missing out. Give yourself permission to say no. That church potluck that feels like an obligation. The noisy family gathering that drains you. It's okay to choose quiet joy over busyness. Your brain rejuvenates in solitude, too. Putting it all together. Your brain's second spring. Think of these 5 habits like gardening tools. Movement tills the soil. Good nutrition plants the seeds. Learning waters the growth. Sleep lets the garden rest. Connection creates an ecosystem. And calm, that's the sunshine making everything flourish. You don't need perfection, just consistency. Miss a day? That's okay. The research shows even moderate adherence to these habits can significantly slow brain aging. I want you to picture something. A year from now, your future self, maybe sitting right where you are today, but with clearer thoughts, brighter energy, that spark of curiosity back in your eyes. That's within your reach. Not because I say so, but because your remarkable brain is waiting for you to tend to it. So let's make a pact, you and I. Pick one habit to start with this week. Just one. Share in the comments which one calls to you. I read every single one. And if this resonated with you, pass it along to a friend who might need to hear it too. Remember what Margaret said about keeping our spark lit? Your light matters. Keep shining, keep growing, keep thriving. Here's to your brilliant brain and to all the wonderful years ahead. And there you have it, my friends. 5 simple but powerful habits to help your brain stay sharp, vibrant, and full of life after 70. Remember, you don't have to do everything at once. Start small. Be kind to yourself, and celebrate every little victory along the way. If you found this helpful, do me a favor. Hit that like button so others can discover these tips too. And I'd love to hear from you in the comments. Which habit are you most excited to try? Or maybe you've already seen results with one of them. Share your story. Don't forget to subscribe and tap that notification bell so you never miss our weekly videos on living your best life at any age. Until next time, keep thriving, keep learning, and keep shining. You've got this.